In the heart of a vibrant yet troubled Mexican village, cloaked under the shadow of the Sierra Madre Mountains, lived Carmen, a widow whose story of resilience and hope became a beacon for many. Her life, a tapestry of sorrow and strength, was marked by an extraordinary journey of motherhood that stretched over 500 days. A phenomenon that defied medical explanation and became the subject of local folklore. Carmen had been married to Luis, a man whose life was tragically cut short by the violent tides of the cartel wars that plagued their region. Luis, though never directly involved, fell victim to a stray bullet, leaving Carmen alone and pregnant in a world that showed little mercy to the vulnerable. Her father, once a feared figure within the cartel's ranks, had abandoned the life of crime upon the birth of his daughter, seeking redemption in the eyes of God and his community. However, the stigma of his past clung to Carmen like a shadow, isolating her from the very people who should have been her support. As days turned into months, and months neared the end of a calendar year, Carmen's pregnancy continued beyond the expected term, puzzling local midwives and even the few doctors who dared to venture into the village. Her belly grew large, a visible testament to her inexplicable condition, drawing whispers and ridicule from the villagers who viewed her prolonged pregnancy as a curse or an oddity to be mocked. Despite the gossip and isolation, Carmen found solace in the small chapel at the edge of the village, where she prayed for strength and for the safe delivery of her child. Her faith, unwavering even in the face of adversity, became her fortress. On the 500th day of her pregnancy, under a moonlit sky pierced by the cries of coyotes, Carmen felt the first pangs of labor. Assisted by her elderly neighbor Doña Rosa, who had become a surrogate mother to her, Carmen gave birth to a healthy boy, whom she named Miguel, after the archangel. The village was abuzz with the news, their curiosity piqued by the miracle of Miguel's birth. But the miracle did not end there. Just 4 days later, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of fire, Carmen's labor pains returned, more intense than before. In a small room, lit only by candles and the prayers of Doña Rosa, Carmen gave birth to a second child, a girl whom she named Esperanza, symbolizing the hope that had sustained her through her darkest times. The births of Miguel and Esperanza, within the same week, after such an unprecedented gestation, turned the tide of opinion within the village. The mockery ceased, replaced by awe and a sense of communal shame for having doubted and derided Carmen. Her children, born of such extraordinary circumstances, were seen as signs of divine intervention, and Carmen, once the subject of scorn, became a symbol of enduring faith and the mysterious ways of providence. Carmen's story spread beyond the confines of her village, attracting the attention of medical professionals and the media, intrigued by the scientific anomaly her case presented. Yet, for Carmen, the focus remained on her children and the life she was determined to rebuild. She channeled the resilience she had honed through her trials into advocating for the marginalized in her community, leveraging her newfound respect to challenge the remnants of her father's past and create a safer environment for her family. Through her journey, Carmen taught her village and the world the power of faith, the strength of a mother's love, and the belief that even in the midst of suffering, there can be miracles. Her story, a beacon of hope, continues to inspire those who hear it, reminding them that sometimes the most profound mysteries of life defy explanation and bloom in the heart of adversity. As the news of Carmen's unique story traveled, her life began to transform in ways she had never imagined. Her small home, once a place of solitude and reflection, became a site of pilgrimage for those who sought to witness the miracle of her children. Journalists from cities far beyond her village's rugged paths sought her out, eager to document the tale of the woman who carried her pregnancy for 500 days. With this attention came the scrutiny of the medical community, intrigued by the physiological enigma Carmen represented. Amidst this whirlwind of newfound attention, Carmen remained grounded, her focus unwavering on Miguel and Esperanza. The twins, as they came to be known despite their separate births, grew under their mother's careful watch, their personalities as distinct as the circumstances of their arrivals. Miguel, ever the protector, displayed a resilience and strength that mirrored his mother's, while Esperanza, true to her name, brought light and joy with her every giggle and smile. But not all eyes cast upon Carmen and her family bore the warmth of fascination or the kindness of curiosity. The shadows of her father's past loomed large, as remnants of the cartel viewed the attention she garnered as an unwelcome spotlight on their clandestine activities. Whispers of threats began to weave through the village, a chilling reminder that the sins of the father can haunt the innocent. Carmen, however, was no longer the isolated widow the village had once known. The same people who had mocked her now stood by her side, their protection a shield against the darkness that sought to encroach upon her life. The village, once divided by suspicion and fear, united in their support for Carmen and her children, understanding that their well-being was a reflection of their own. In this time of transformation, Carmen embarked on a journey of education, determined to break the cycle of poverty and violence that had characterized her family's past. She started a small business, utilizing the funds donated by those touched by her story to create a community center that provided education and resources for single mothers and children in the village. Her efforts, fueled by the desire to give Miguel and Esperanza a life of opportunities, slowly began to alter the fabric of the village. The community center became a beacon of hope, much like Carmen herself. It offered classes on literacy, health, and vocational skills, empowering those who had once felt powerless. Carmen's initiative brought a sense of purpose and unity to the village, drawing support from beyond its borders, including from some who had once viewed her with skepticism. As Miguel and Esperanza grew, so did their understanding of their mother's legacy. They learned of her struggles, her resilience in the face of adversity, and the transformative power of community support. Inspired by their mother's strength and the collective embrace of their village, they aspired to contribute to the legacy she had begun, each in their own way. Carmen, reflecting on her journey, realized that her story was not just one of miraculous births, but of rebirth, of herself, her family, and her community. The ridicule and isolation that had once marked her days were replaced by respect and unity, showing that even from the deepest wells of despair, hope can emerge triumphant. Her story, a testament to the strength of the human spirit, continued to inspire not just those in her immediate circle, but anyone who heard of the widow who defied odds, fought against the shadows of her past, and nurtured a future not just for her children, but for her entire village. Carmen's tale became a reminder that miracles do not just happen. They are born out of struggle, faith, and the unyielding belief in the possibility of a better tomorrow.